Okay, so today this is powder coating number 2. So we had some rework to do. This were the control arms that we showed last week. And once I got them back into the house and looked them in the light, all through here was pretty thin to where I could see the bare metal through there. So I had the joy of remasking this and getting it back in the oven. We didn't show this last week, but the diff cover, all this up in here was totally orange peeled up. I don't know why, it just was. There's a little bit left now. One note or finding from this is powder coat's hard to sand. It was not fun, but we got enough of it off with just some elbow grease. Also, there was some spots left around where I had to drain plug and some masking that was bare metal, so I redid that. Let me bring these out in the light. These are the brackets that go directly on the brake disc. Got those nice and powder coated. Lessons. Lesson 1 is the blue Scotch towel or Scott's towels are great for lots of things, but sharp, rough cast iron are not good for that, because for this they leave little fuzzies all over there that are hard to get off, and you end up with fuzzies even after you powder coat it. So use a lint-free cloth or maybe a shop towel, something else, but blue powder coating ain't the trick. And something I realized we didn't last week, we kind of glossed over. This is my neighbor's garage. Did not want to get powder coat all over creation. Usually he said he'd just hang them here and shoot it hanging on this rack or on this chain, but then there'd be powder coat all over the floor. So I took it upon myself to build a little powder coat cabinet, I guess. So that's just a 20 by 20 AC filter taped in the back of there. Just plastic wrapped around a really basic 2x4 frame. Total materials, except for I had to buy a big roll of plastic. It's maybe $15, $20. Well, no, probably 25, because this Home Depot's finest box fan back here that's rednecked onto there is 16 bucks, I think. Either way, for a pretty small cost, got what has been a pretty effective cabinet. The small parts, like we showed over here, those actually we can hang in there. What I did for that, if you want to come show Jacob, is you can see there's some eye hooks or eye loops up in here, and also notice there's wire wrapped between each one of them. So for powder coating, you have to put a static charge on the part, and I didn't want to go dangling that alligator clip in here, so I just ran some very small wire, wrapped it around each one of those, and hung it out the side. So that way, when we're powder coating, I'm not fighting around the alligator clip and a wire in here. Bigger parts like this guy or the pumpkin we did last week, ain't no way. But you can hang it kind of here in front of this and turn that fan up all the way, and it is enough to draft the leftover powder that doesn't stick into here, into that AC filter, instead of the floor on my neighbor's garage. Other lessons learned, I'm trying to think, there was one more thing. Oh, from last week. So I went and reread the instructions on the powder coat after the incident of pulling the pumpkin out and it being pebbly and not ready yet. Went and looked at the instructions, and they said, yes, it's 10 minutes at 400 degrees after the substrate has reached temperature, which obviously had not in 10 minutes. Actually had a viewer comment on the last video, said, hey, you need to get like an infrared thermometer, which would be awesome. I think I'm getting close to being done powder coating for now. If I have to do another big batch, that's an excellent idea, because then you can open the oven, shoot the part, and go, no, it's still at 350, we can't start the timer quite yet. So this big guy here, I guesstimated. Yeah, okay, fine, that's probably not professional, but this is not a professional part. It was in there maybe 18 minutes, close to 20. I just guessed that these big honking pieces of cast iron would take a while to warm up. But that's about it for this week. I think we have maybe 1 or 2 pieces left to powder coat. After that, we'll be done, and we'll have some videos about putting together the Dana 44 rear end, which should be thoroughly entertaining, and I will try to keep the cussing to a minimum. Thanks.